Hey everybody, my name is Nana, and today we are doing another Pokemon challenge. Today we are gonna see if I can beat Pokemon Silver with just a Wooper. Now, this is a really exciting one, mostly because Wooper is one of the coolest Pokemon, or just the cutest. So I have a little bit of an agenda on this one. But let's go over some rules before we start into the video. So first off is we can only use Wooper in battle. We will have to capture other Pokemon to teach them, TMs and HMs, but in battle, only Wooper. Second up is no items in battle, so we can't use any paralyzed heals or potions or X attacks, nothing like that in battle. Outside of battle, we can use any potions or, anything like that. As long as it's outside of battle, we're okay. And lastly is no glitches. I want to play this game as was intended, so we're not going to do anything game breaking. Alrighty, let's jump straight into the video. So first thing I did was use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Totodile with Wooper. I replaced Totodile just because Wooper is water type, so I wanted to keep that, as canon as possible, I guess. We decided to name our Wooper Shirley. I decided on Shirley because, well, Wooper's a girl and I couldn't think of anything else. First thing we did was jump straight into a battle against a Pidgey. Luckily, Shirley does know Water Gun this early, so we have a decent move, but we're definitely going to need to level up a little bit before we take on any real major battles. After talking with Mr. Pokemon and grinding just a little bit so that we're a higher level than anything else, I went straight into our first rival battle. I actually didn't know that you could lose this rival battle and the story would still progress. I completely expected to lose and then come back and try again, but as this game would have, I lost and he ran off, so that's kind of interesting. Since he is Chikorita and I am the one Shirley, this is kind of a problem. We only have Water Gun, so he's gonna resist that. Tackle here actually does more damage than my Water Gun because of that. This is gonna make for a little bit of an issue, especially in later rival fights when we have, 4 to 5 Pokemon to face. He's going to be a huge brick wall that we're going to have to completely over level for, or just get the TM for Ice Punch so we can take him out in one hit. Anyways, I lost the fight and he took the stolen Chikorita with him. I decided to name our rival Wally, but like the cool Wally from that 2008 movie Wally. So, I don't know, kind of interesting. And we started grinding on wild Pokemon. We need to be a decent level to even go into Sprout Tower. At level 16, I thought that I was high enough level to go into Sprout Tower, but was quickly turned off from it. Slam does a decent amount of damage, but man oh man, if we get hit with one Vine Whip, that is the end of it. At level 17, I tried my hand at Falkner, mostly because I was feeling cocky, but also because Falkner is a terrible gym leader. I don't know how he ever became a gym leader, but they should probably take that away from him. 2 Water Guns, Pidgey was down. Next up, Pidgeotto. 2 Water Guns and 1 Slam was all that it took, and I moved on. There's not much to say. I don't know what you want from me. Like, it's Falkner. Like, it's a Pidgey and a Pidgeotto. That's the end of it. After that nail biter, I decided to grab the Everstone from Professor Elm. This will make sure that Whoopie Boy will not evolve. On the way, I accidentally happened upon one of my kind. It was hard, but I had to put him down. It's for the greater good. Although I did expect Daddy Entei to show up, but he didn't. I don't know what his spawn rate for Wooper casualties is. I'm sorry. Next up was the Bug Gym. Since we were facing off against Metapod and he only knows Tackle, I decided to use Amnesia multiple times just because Scyther is going to be able to absolutely destroy us. Once Metapod was out of the way, it was Kakuna. Kakuna was an easy 2-shot. That is all. Next up, Scyther. Scyther already does a ton of damage, even with our Amnesia boost. He almost got us, but we got a crit in the end, grabbing us the win. We made our way towards Burnt Tower to face our rival again. We immediately got put to sleep since Ghastly is faster than us. We then proceeded to have terrible sleep luck. I think I was asleep for 5 or 6 turns, so this was a little brutal. Luckily, Ghastly just kept using Lick, so it doesn't do a lot of damage, but as soon as Bayleaf came out, it was a one-shot, an easy one-shot. After grinding to level 28, I was finally faster than Ghastly and almost got him with 1 hit. I decided to raise my special defense here, mostly because Bayleaf is next and I really do not want to get one-shot again. So after being put to sleep once more, I woke up after a couple turns and just used Water Gun to take him down. Next was Bayleaf. Thankfully, I had raised my special defense earlier, so we didn't get one hit with Razor Leaf. Bayleaf was gone, lastly was Zubat. Zubat was an easy 2-shot with Water Gun, winning us the second rival battle. While I was in Goldenrod City, I went to the department store and bought Ice Punch. This will be helpful against our rival as well as the champion. Next was the normal type gym. We swept through every single trainer in the entire gym and I made my way towards the leader. We had a 12 level lead on Clefairy, so this was already looking really good. One slam took Clefairy down to yellow health and one more water gun was all that it took. Next up was Miltank. Usually Miltank is a huge issue just because, well, Miltank heals a lot and in general is just a tank. We got a critical slam, took her down to half health, then got another critical slam. This was super lucky and I imagine we would have won anyways, but you know, 2 crits in a row is pretty cool. While facing off against a random trainer, I learned Earthquake. I decided to replace Slam with Earthquake because Slam is not going to do much damage here going forward. Next was another rival battle. The problem with this battle is that Haunter kept cursing us right off the bat. I tried this a lot of times just at the level that I was, but Haunter outsped us. So Ice Punch and Water Gun were not doing the trick. I needed to level. Since Curse is going to do damage over each turn, it's going to cause a problem to take out multiples of his Pokemon, especially with Bayleaf here. At level 40 I tried again. We finally outsped Haunter, getting him 2 hits. Next was Bayleaf. Bayleaf was an easy 2-shot with Ice Punch since we finally have a move that's super effective against it. Next up was Zubat. Zubat was an easy 1-shot with Ice Punch, and lastly Magnemite. Since Magnemite can get hit with Earthquake, this is going to be an easy move for the Steel Gym. After the rival fight, I went straight towards the Ghost Gym. This was actually really easy. Most of the trainers in there were just an easy sweep, but the problem was the leader. She had a Gengar that could outspeed us, put us to sleep, and then use Dream Eater. So we're gonna have to grind a little bit. I didn't grind for too long, just a couple levels to give me the edge, especially just the speed advantage, so I went back at level 45. At 45, we actually did so much better. We were taking down Ghastlies, 2-shotting Haunters, and last up was just going to be Gengar. Gengar actually tried to put us to sleep, but failed, so we got an easy 2-shot on Gengar. Thank goodness I didn't have to grind to like level 55 or 60 for this gym, especially since I can't really learn a good ghost move. Once I snagged the Ghost Gym badge, I continued my journey. Along the way, I accidentally happened upon another one of my kind. It was a sad farewell, but I had to put him down. It always hurts when you see one of them go, but necessary. I went into the lighthouse and just swept through all the trainers getting to the top. Once I had gotten the mission to go get the medicine, I actually went back to Ecruteak because I had forgotten to pick up the TM for Surf. Once I had Surf, I went to the fighting gym. This is a great segue for me to ask that if you guys enjoyed the video, then leave some feedback. I'd love to hear what you guys think, as well as any other challenges that you'd want to see. Anyways, leader time. To no one's surprise, this gym fight went very smoothly. It's like Faulkner, you never really have to prepare for it or be worried about it because, well, he just doesn't have any tools to take pretty much any Pokemon down. As long as you're not using normal type, you're just fine. I healed the Ampharos in the lighthouse, then made my way towards the Steel Gym. Another gym that I'm not worried about. The first Magnemite was taken down with an Earthquake. Next up, Stelix. Stelix actually held on from an Earthquake, then healed, but I decided to just use 2 Surfs so that he wouldn't be able to use another Hyper Potion. The last Magnemite was 1 Earthquake away, giving us the next badge. It was easy, like a Rage Time. I put down the Gyarados, then talked with Lance. We then stormed the Rocket Hideout. I decided to fight every single trainer in the Rocket Hideout as I could, mostly because I think we're going to have to be a couple levels higher, especially for the Elite Four, so I just kind of want to get grinding out of the way now. After fighting all the trainers, I made my way towards the Rocket Executive. Not a hard battle whatsoever. The first Zubat went down in 1 attack, the second Raticate went down in 1 attack, and the very last Coughing went down in 1 attack. Very easy. Next up, I did the impossibly hard Ice Gym puzzle. I don't know how anyone ever figures this out. It is just too impossible. All jokes aside, I fought the leader. I accidentally fat fingered and didn't click Earthquake, so I used Surf, but then quickly used the right move for the job. Dugong was an easy 1-shot with Earthquake, and Piloswine was an easy 1-shot with Earthquake. Earthquake is so broken in the early games. After destroying pretty much all of Team Rocket, I went into a rival battle. We were finally at a good place where we could take on our rival without any issues whatsoever. Meganium was an easy 2-shot, Sneasel went down in 2 shots, and everything else went down in either 1 or 2 shots. This is a nice change of pace from the early game where we had to actually grind a little bit just to even squeak by. After blasting our rival, I saved the chairman, then made my way towards the ice path. I did a little bit of grinding on the ice path just to get some levels before the dragon gym, although I don't think it'll be an issue. We fought all the trainers in the gym, getting even more levels, and then set out straight against the leader. This gym battle was actually so easy that I didn't even use Ice Punch once. I just used Earthquake, and that was enough to one-shot all 3 of her Dragonairs as well as her Kingdra. Kinda surprising, but I mean, anything to get the win at this point. Kingdra held on from 1 Earthquake, but couldn't hang on from a second. I traversed Victory Road rather easily and found myself in another rival battle. I decided to not actually include this rival battle mostly because it's the exact same battle as last time, and I don't think we need to see me dumpstering on Wally for like the 4th time. So I just cut it out. I bought as many potions and as many full restores as I possibly could and headed out onto the pitch. Let's have one last look at our Whoopie boy. We're only level 64, so I might have to level up to at least 70 to take this on, but we're going to give it a whirl at 64 anyways. We have some good moves, but not that great special attack or special defense. First up was the Psychic Elite Four. Xatu almost went down to 1 Ice Punch, but we were not looking good. We were in yellow going up against Executor, but we got lucky. He got frozen solid, so we took him down. Next up was Jinx. I thought that I had this one in the bag, but she actually outsped us, so I had to go back to grinding. I grinded on so many Rhyhorns, Onyxes, and Golbats that I can't even think straight anymore, honestly. At level 70, I tried again. The first Xatu went down to 1 Ice Punch, so we were already looking really good. Next up was Executor. Executor couldn't survive another Ice Punch, so that was another one-shot. Jinx was up, and we actually outsped Jinx, so 1 Earthquake, that was it. Slowbro held on from an Earthquake, but couldn't survive a Surf. Lastly was going to be another Xatu. Xatu, another one-shot with Ice Punch, and we defeated the first Elite Four member. Second was Koga, and I expected Earthquake to pretty much carry us through this battle, and well, it delivered. Ariados was a one-shot with Earthquake, Venomoth was a 2-shot with Ice Punch, then third out was Fortress. Fortress held on from an Earthquake, but a second one, he couldn't take it. Crobat was next. Crobat survived an Ice Punch, then healed. We hit him with another one, he got frozen solid, so we finished him off with Surf. Lastly was Muck, and that was 1 super effective Earthquake away. Third out was going to be Bruno, and since he pretty much exclusively uses Fighting type, I had a really good shot at this. The Fighting Gym was no issue whatsoever, especially with Earthquake, so we just employed that exact same tactic. Hitmonchan actually got a hit on us, but couldn't survive an Earthquake. I decided to save some PP points with Earthquake, so I just used Ice Punch and Surf on Machamp. Lastly was Onyx, but that was 1 Surf, and we got the win. The last Elite Four member that we had to face was the dreaded Karen. I know. I took some health off of Umbreon with Surf, then finished it off with Earthquake. Next up was Vileplume. Vileplume actually got frozen solid, so this was an easy feint. Murkrow was third out and just could not hang on from 1 Ice Punch, so that was another feint. Gengar was next, but for some reason Gengar just tried to lick us. I understand he was trying to paralyze, but it just seems like he could have used any other move. Last out was Houndoom. I just decided to Earthquake, an easy one-shot. Now for the champion. I healed in between battles and set out straight against the Gyarados. We don't have any great moves for the Gyarados, so it's not looking good straight off the bat. We actually got super lucky and froze Gyarados solid, so we just took him out with 1 more Surf. The first Dragonite was next, an easy one-shot with Ice Punch. The second Dragonite was next, an easy one-shot with Ice Punch, and I think you can guess what's going to happen to the third Dragonite. Yeah, I wish I had this during my Riolu run. Aerodactyl was next. He hung on from an Ice Punch, but we just used it again, got him down. We went into the Charizard fight in yellow health, so it wasn't looking good. Ice Punch didn't do a ton of damage, and we got taken down to red health. I decided to use Surf, and we finally beat the champion. We had beaten Pokemon Silver with just 1 Wooper. This was a ton of fun and actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. I expected this to be decently hard, but Ice Punch and Earthquake just do so much damage and completely nullify the champion. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you have any feedback or any other challenges that you guys might want to see, then let me know down in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I don't think that I have very much else to say. Just gonna let this song ride, honestly. Anyways, guys, have a great rest of your day.